I don't take offense to things when I see them come off meant in a non-offensive manner. While this was a joke that was in poor taste, I wasn't, and should he have done it? No, but I wasn't like flabbergasted. Oh my God, I couldn't believe he said that. Then I did some research and I found a racist rant that Cornette went on about 9 minutes on YouTube. I guess it was from the mid-90s, late 90s, to which I don't know if it was a convention or there was no video, just audio. And it was of Jim Cornette regaling stories of him being a manager and getting heat to, I guess it was fans. You couldn't really hear. All you heard was Jim Cornette telling the story. And he told a story, and I'm not going to use the same language he used in the story, of course, but he was saying how he was at he was the managing for a show, and one of the security guards got in his way, and he was trying to tell the security guard it was part of the event, and the security guard wasn't letting him do his spot. And one of the other wrestlers came, and they were like, "Jim, what do you want me to do?" And Jim said, "I want you to get this blanking blank out of here. Words you should not say."
Oh.
And then Jim says, "And I saw it got him mad." And I was like, oh, shit, I got to get heat. So I kept calling him that because it was getting a reaction out of him. And now something like that's been on the internet for what seems like years. That to me is far more egregious because that comes from a place of malice. That comes from a place of what seems like legitimate hatred. And if you follow Jim Cornette on any kind of social media, you could tell the dude is like, and even like whether he lives the gimmick or he is the gimmick or something like that. So the fact that was out there to me is far more offensive than this joke he made. But now you see, this is what he really believes. This is the joke. Now you see that joke might actually come from a place of bigotry and hatred, and it just makes everything, even worse. There's nothing that Jim Cornette can say right now. He can't be like, "Oh, I was just making a joke, trying to make it funny." Well, then explain this ridiculous racist rant that you went on. You weren't making a joke. You were making a joke to an extent, but this is what if what you actually feel deep down. And to me, there's, as much as I did enjoy some of him on commentary because it was almost like a throwback to the Bobby Heenan and stuff like that. I mean, listen, when you're watching Bobby Heenan and Gorilla in the 92 Royal Rumble, some of the stuff he says about Tito Santana, that doesn't age that well either. I mean, you listen to Jesse Ventura in the late 80s, some of that commentary, it doesn't age well, but it's different times. Like you said, that was 30, 35 years ago. They're not saying it today. Jim Cornette's a guy that's from Kentucky, down south, stuck in the past. That's the way he feels. There is no place for this dude in professional wrestling today. He's gone at guys like Kenny Omega. He's gone at the Young Bucks. He's gone at, I don't even know who else he's got. Joey Ryan, of course. David Starr. He's gone at Sami Callihan. It's unfortunate that the NWA has to deal with his backlash, but like you said, it was a tape show. Somebody heard that and they thought it was okay to play it. It's tough, man. It's a tough spot. I hope it doesn't hurt the NWA in the long run because I really do enjoy their product, and I want to keep enjoying their product. But I think separating Jim Cornette is, synonymous with the NWA. That's the way it is. That's the way history is. But it doesn't always have to be that way. Let Jim Cornette be synonymous with the Midnight Express and the Rock and Roll Express in 1986, and not in 2019 when you're doing such a great job of building this new brand from the ground up. There's plenty of room for new guys in there, and I think that's the direction they're heading.
Yeah, and I guess just to tie a bow on the end of it, so after all the controversy was rampant last week, it took like a day or maybe two. And, the news came out that Cornette had, resigned from the NWA. So I don't know if that was just a situation where they told him, listen, you'll just say that you resigned to save a little face and, whatever. And that's it. I have not watched. I know it's Tuesday night when we're doing this now. So they had a new episode that came out. I don't know. I I don't want to assume anything, so I don't know if they still had taped shows in the can of him on commentary and he's still going to be on the show, or if they are looking to fix that. I know for future shows, obviously, since he's no longer there, they'll have to have a different commentary team with their pay-per-view coming up in December. So, yeah, we'll see. I mean, it's an unfortunate thing. You know, the NWA, that, when they came out with Power, there was a lot of great feedback for it in terms of the throwback and the way they presented the show and some of the stories and wrestlers, whatever it was. And this kind of hurt some of their momentum, I guess, or whatever traction they had gained. It put a little bit of a negative, light on the NWA. So I'm hoping, like you said, that they can correct that, move on from it, and they continue to put on, what for the most part is a pretty entertaining, little show that they have, less than an hour every week, and continue to be successful, because we like a lot of the people that are on that show. We've had Nick Aldis on the show, we've had Thunder Rosa on the show, we've had Allison Kay on the show, we've had other people I'm probably forgetting that are very entertaining pieces of that show every week. So it would be really cool if they can kind of, bounce back from this and keep moving forward in a positive direction.
I think they will. I think getting rid of Cornette was the first step. Understanding that's, what going forward, you have to make these changes, and changes are made, and we'll, focus. Making a mistake is okay. Not learning from the mistake is not okay. I think they have learned from the mistake, and I'm looking forward. I'm going to support their show going forward. If these mistakes are made again, then that's that's going to be a different story. But I don't see that happening. I see Billy Corgan being a guy that's really in touch with the people. He's really in touch with society. He knows in the entertainment business and whatnot. And I wish him nothing but the best of luck in their future endeavors. I didn't future endeavor them, but I just really wish them the best of luck. That being said, Joe, it's what is it? November 26th. The last week. Doesn't have to be a match from the last week. Give me your match of the week that you've seen.
That's a good one. I guess just in terms of what I've seen the last week. You know what? I really liked the Jon Moxley Darby Allin match from AEW last Wednesday. I was trying to think of something from TakeOver and Survivor Series, but a lot of that stuff blended together for me. Not that there weren't good matches, because there were, but the Moxley Darby Allin match from Dynamite last Wednesday would probably be the best match of the week for me. How about you?
That's fair. That's one that stuck out to me too. But I literally just watched it an hour ago. I watched it this week. It's not from this week, but what? No, that's what I said, man. It's what you watch this week. Magnum TA versus Tully Blanchard, Starrcade 85, I Quit match. I've been on I went Survivor Series 87 to 92, and now I'm going Starrcade 83 to about 89 in honor of Thanksgiving. And man, oh man, you want to talk about a feud. Two guys, that I Quit match was just a fight in a cage between two guys that really hated each other, and I love everything about the year 1985. So for me, it was Tully Blanchard and Magnum TA, I Quit match, man. That was a good one, man. I think it set the standard, and it's going to give people something to watch for. Speaking of something to watch for, let's say the next couple of weeks, Joe, next week, what are you looking for? What match sticks out to you that you're excited for the next week?
Again, I don't want to jump, put all my weight behind the AEW bandwagon. That's not really who I am. I like to enjoy all aspects of wrestling equally. But they do have a show on Wednesday night. Obviously, they have Dynamite every Wednesday, but this week it happens to fall on the Thanksgiving Eve, which is a pretty cool deal. I'm going to give you two. So this Wednesday, they're doing Kenny Omega versus Pac, in addition to some other things, which I'm really looking forward to on Dynamite on Wednesday. And then on Thanksgiving itself, live on YouTube, or somehow airing on YouTube, MLW is doing a match with one of the Von Erich brothers. I'm not sure which one it is, because I think it's changed, between Marshall and Ross Von Erich, against Jacob Fatu. So I'm just looking forward to wrestling on Thanksgiving Eve and Thanksgiving itself. So I would say those two things are matches that I'm looking forward to this week.
That's awesome, man. It's like the old days, looking forward to Thanksgiving Eve, Thanksgiving Day, Starrcade, Survivor Series kind of deal. You already went AEW heavy, so I'm going to go anti-AEW. I'm going to tell you MLW next week. It's technically, I'm going to say next week. It is Mance Warner, Jimmy Havoc, and a Prince of Darkness match. Joe, I don't know what a Prince of Darkness match is. Do you know what the stipulations are?
I saw a release go out about it, and I have not read the whole thing, but I do know that there are supposed to be hoods, like dark hoods. So I'm not sure if it's a blindfold match of some sort, where they're going to be blindfolded, and that's where the Prince of Darkness things comes from.
Oh, but, okay.
That's what I remember reading. So it's going to be something of that sort, and I'm sure that there will be a lot of
blood,
weapons,
death,
and violence.
Murder. Yeah.
Okay. I mean, it's going to be graphic. So that's what I would expect in that match so far. I'll have to go out and really read through the match description.
Well, you might want to wear long sleeves, buddy, because we're going to be there. Spoiler. The All Night Long Wrestling Podcast is going to be attending their first ever MLW show, the Opera Cup, Joe, next week from tomorrow. We'll be there live, and we want to give a shout-out to our buddy Swift, who hooked us up with the tickets. It is just going to give people a real quick rundown of what the show is going to look like. We said Mance Warner versus Jimmy Havoc in a Prince of Darkness match, and then we have the Opera Cup, a one-night tournament. Here are your opening matches. Davey Boy Smith versus Shinjiro Otani. Alexander Hammerstone versus MJF. Timothy Thatcher versus Richard Holiday. And Brian Pillman Jr. versus TJP. They are going to do a little round robin, with the winner being announced that night. And Strong Hearts versus the Contra unit of Jacob Fatu, Akira Kwan, and Simon Gotch. Man, let me tell you something. For our first ever MLW card, I'm looking forward to it, dude. I mean, they mentioned that the Von Erich's going to be there, as well as Filthy Tom Lawler, Selena De La Renta, and also our guest next week, Alicia Atu. She's been everywhere. She's been AEW, MLW, Impact Wrestling. She's got all the best interviews on her YouTube channel. You are clearly upset that I even mentioned this, are you not?
No, I'm just taking it all in. That's it, man. No, it always works out well for us whenever we announce guests are coming on the show. So I know that there will not be any sort of scheduling conflicts or issues with Alicia coming on the show next week. So I'm definitely looking forward to it. That's a shoot. So I think it's going to be a lot of fun. Next Thursday at MLW. At Melrose Ballroom, like you're saying, it's her first MLW show as well. So she just recently signed on with them. It's going to be her first night working as part of the broadcast team. So, looking forward to seeing her there along with the other great action, and looking forward to, hopefully talking with her next week.
We will. We'll speak there Monday at noon Eastern, actually, as a matter of fact. 12:01. No later. No, we really appreciate Alicia coming on our show on Monday, and maybe we'll find ourselves working with MLW as well. They need Northeast representation. What better than the Stallion and the Enforcer and the All Night Long Wrestling Podcast, baby? Yeah. Are you bringing your resume?
I think that would only hurt our chances of procuring any sort of employment with a wrestling company. So, no, I'm not going to bring my resume. I'm not going to mention my name. I might put a hood on my own face and just see if that'll help. That'll help us get some inroads. But
can we bring pictures of Buster, Chance, and Hunter?
Well, yeah, they're on. I have them on my phone, so they go with me everywhere that I go. So
8x10s. We should hand out 8x10s to the dogs.
That actually would probably do very well.
All autographed. That's such a good idea. Well, listen, if you want more good ideas, follow us everywhere on social media at All Night Long WP, Facebook.com/All Night Long WP, YouTube.com/All Night Long Wrestling